I'm going to be surviving the next 100 days in this shark-infested ocean with nothing but a raft and my trusty fishing rod. Yeah, this challenge was insane. Look how many sharks are below me right now. I'll be honest, I did not think I was going to survive this. We had a lot of crazy encounters, and I really had to work hard to survive this one. And make sure you watch to the end because things got insane. But in order to get to the end, we need to go back to where it all started on day one. Alright, I'm in the middle of nowhere. All I have is a fishing rod and a dream. I have a book. Animal dictionary. Oh my. You're telling me I can get a pet raccoon? That's the only goal for these 100 days. I have no idea what we're gonna do. Wait, how do we get food? Oh, I mean, we can get fish, but how do we cook them? I guess we just have to get items. Like that. How's my fishing rod skills? Not very good. SOS? Alright. Oh, I probably shouldn't just jump in the water like this. I'm pretty sure there's sharks in the ocean. Oh my, what's that over there? You see that? Yo, I need to be careful. I can't be risk doing that. I want you to know, the ocean is my biggest fear. Being in the midst of the ocean and seeing something floating in the distance terrifies me. Oh, we can make wool. Let's go. I guess the early stages is just a massive waiting game. I guess if there's no items, I can just wait for a dunk and hopefully get a fish. Oh, a lily pad? I don't see anything for miles. I don't see a single bit of land, smoke, another raft, a ship, or anything. We really are stranded. Oh, I got one! Let's go! Oh, more string! Then after getting that string, there's basically nothing else for me to do apart from sit there and fish and hope for some good items. You never know what we can get. But then this happened. How's that? Front row seats to a sunset. It can't get better than that. Oh my god, it can. There's wood. Yeah. Well, it's going to get dark. It's going to get hard to see. Oh, there's more leaves there. If I break those leaves up, there's a possible chance I can get sapling. All the blocks are dark now. I can't really see them. Yeah, I actually couldn't see anything. Especially with the shader pack, it's impossible to see any blocks. But then I got this. Oh, I got a barrel. Let's go! Oh my, I didn't know the barrel had stuff in it. Oh my. We are. Oh my, I'm lost for words how happy I am right now. Now let's build like a little outbit of dirt. Then we'll do one here, one like that. There's sharks there. Okay, we're not going back in the water. Alright, now we're not going back in the water. That's it. We also have a potato as well. I wasn't going to waste this opportunity of having a potato. So I made some sticks and then I made myself a stone hoe. Then I hoed that dirt to make myself a little mini farm. And I put my potatoes down. I think even this shark liked my potato farm. Oh my, did you just see that? That's why we can't go in the water. I then had enough stone to craft myself a furnace. So we can cook fish when I finally catch them. Another barrel. Come on, have something good, have something good, have something good. We have coal, some potatoes, some iron nuggets, and a puffer fish. We'll use our coal to cook ourselves a cooked meal. Oh my, it's gonna cook more than one. It's gonna cook more than one. La dinner. Now, as the sun is rising, let's eat our first cooked meal. Never mind, we don't need to, because we're not hungry yet. That was a bit anticlimactic. Look at that. We're officially 1 day in. That looks beautiful. Then on day 2, I was like, you know what? Let's put a bunch of these leaves down. Because if I break them, I might get some sapling. But I didn't get any. Really? Oh my, another barrel. No way. Yes! Wait, what? No! Those are sharks. Oh my, coal. Let's go. Beetroot seeds, not really that good. What's this? Mystery book. That is an angry shark if I've ever seen one. And that one over there, right? We can't go in the water. Right, all food or foodish resources will go in there. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of waiting around. Let's go! Ooh! Okay, more coal, we'll take it. More dirt as well, we'll take that. The bucket challenge. Oh, we got obsidian. I didn't even notice. I then decided to extend my farm just a teeny bit, and it looked pretty good. Nice. So we definitely, if we can't see anything, I need to get this string. If we can't see anything, then we should just fish normally to see if we can get any other random items. I then had enough string to make another block of wool. One more block of wool, we can make a bed. Oh my, another barrel. Oh, iron ore. Perfect. Nice. Right, smelt this immediately. What's this? A jungle sapling. Is that another barrel there as well? I then had enough iron nuggets to make myself an iron ingot. Nice. We're going to save that iron for right now because I don't know exactly what we're going to need. We might need tools. We're probably going to need tools, but I want to see what we're going to get. Oh, hatchet. That is exactly what we need. Yeah, it's funny how things just randomly happen. I made myself an iron axe, so I was ready to chop that wood down. I then fished a little bit more and I caught myself another barrel. And I had some pretty good stuff in it. Got some nice carrots. I was like, you know what? Let's make another little farm and let's put some carrots down. Because why not? I also put down a beetroot seed. And then it was time to chop this tree down. I had a mod on to where it chops it down immediately. So it's kind of a little bit realistic, you know. But I needed to stop going in that water. I then crafted my logs into some wooden planks so I can actually extend my raft out. I didn't have an idea of what I wanted yet. So I was like, you know what? Let me just extend it out with a square. But trust me, it gets a lot better, alright? Our raft isn't just going to be a square. I then smelted some more iron, chopped another tree down, replanted that tree, did some more fishing, and I finally had enough string for another bit of wool. Crafted some torches to light up the area, and then I can finally make myself a bed. And you know what that means? We can finally sleep. Mystery book. 4854959. I got no idea what that is. We're going to need to start mining. Don't really know how that's possible. The only way I can think of is making like a suction tunnel, putting a door down so I don't drown, and then somehow mining through. And then when I don't come up to the surface, I don't get eaten by a shark. But for now, we'll fish. We're not in desperate need right now. We're doing alright. This is only day 3. We got plenty of time. Hey! What are you doing? That's exactly why we can't go down. What's that? Is that a dolphin? I see what you're doing, Sharky boy. Hey! Hey! You stay there. Oh, that was a catch and a half. It is a shark tooth. I then cut myself another tree down with my iron axe. This thing's coming in handy. Made some more planks. And decided to extend my raft out just a little bit more. I just realized doing this, we're gonna need so much wood. So I cut myself another tree down. I love this mod. Then I crafted myself a wooden boat. And then I just sat there for the rest of day 3. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to sit there and fish. You know, what else is there to do? Not much. That's the answer you were looking for. And then I went to bed. Then on day 4, I crafted myself an iron sword for protection. Cut some more trees down. Made some more planks. Caught myself another barrel that had some goodies in it. Then I decided I need more trees to grow. So I was like, you know what? We got enough dirt. Let's extend it out a little bit more. I planted some trees down. Then I fished for another barrel and found quite a decent amount of coal. Extended it out a little bit more. Then I redid my tree farm because it wasn't correct, and now it is. And then I put some more dirt down. I was like, you know what? It's time to make a little bit more of a bigger farm. And that's exactly what I did. Things are slowly coming together. My carrot! Now I'm going to eat soggy carrots. Come on, carrot, come back to me. Come back to me, carrot. Yeah. Yeah, that carrot thought he could escape from me. He's got no chance. I hoed some more dirt. Then I was like, you know what? Let's extend this farm out just a little bit more. But before that, let's get some trees. Things were slowly shaping up. It could only go up from here. I then hoed some more dirt. Extended my farm out a little bit more and hoed that. Made myself an iron pickaxe. And then I extended my raft out just a little bit more. Everything's slowly coming together. I then torched it up so those zombies would randomly jump me in my sleep. And then I went to bed. Day 5. I cut myself another fresh grown tree. Then I was like, you know what? This raft needs to be fixed. So today's all about fixing stuff up. I extended my raft out a little bit with some wooden planks. I then remade my tree farm so now they're all spaced out perfectly and it looks neat and tidy. I then extended my farm just a little bit. Planted some more carrots down. Then I made myself a composter. And then put all my unwanted items in there. Sorry, pufferfish. I planted some more potatoes down for my farm. I then relocated all of my torches to make sure no mobs spawned that I didn't want. Again, we don't want no zombies jumping us in the middle of the night. And then it was nap time. Day 6. I continued to put some more wooden planks down. We needed to extend this raft as much as possible. We need as much room for what we're going to be doing. I also took this chance to add some more trees down. We need as much wood as we can get. You know, sitting on a raft and fishing, so peaceful. Just forget there's loads of creatures flying beneath me that want to eat me slowly. Oh! Look at that, we got some treasure! What's in received? What do we even get? I thought you could place it down. Alright. Not as amazing as I thought. What is that? Oh, it's an eel. I don't know if those are friendly or not. Actually, that's a big eel. I'm not going to risk that. Look at that sunset. Right, we need to start venturing out. Also, you know what? One thing that I hate right now, that this raft is square. I know rafts are supposed to be square, you know, but we need to make this look a little bit more nice. You know what I mean? Like, look at this. Why is this raft so square? It needs to be more circular, you know? And then we need to make like extended platforms, make it look nice and cool. Every time I want to venture out, there's sharks. I don't see them the whole time, and as soon as I want to go somewhere, they start turning up out of nowhere. Yeah, I'm talking to you. At this point, there's going to be sharks no matter what I do. So it's time to create some doors. We're going in. I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter anymore. I'm not going to hold myself any longer. It's time to go in. So I went down. No, never mind. Oh my, that thing shot up. Did it just eat that fish? He does not like them fishes. We gotta go for it. I put my door down, took down all the sand as quick as possible. I did not want a shark eating me for dinner. I couldn't even see, so I had to get some torches down because I was literally hitting stone with a shovel. I marked out an area where I would like to mine, and then I finally got down there. Now we can actually spend the rest of the day mining, and then straight away I found some iron ore. I knew this was going to be the correct decision. Now that I got a little foundation going and I know where the mine is, it's time to go back up to the surface to sleep. And then this happened. What was that? Was that the jellyfish? That hurt. Like, what was it? Was it a jellyfish? A pufferfish? Like, a shark's the only thing I haven't got to worry about? After getting stung by whatever that was, I went to bed. Day 8. Time to go back down into the mines. You already know we were going to mine all of this coal. We need as much coal as we can get. Why? You already know why. For torches, to cook my fish, to cook all of my ores. Coal is like one of the most important things right now, and I couldn't get enough of it. Then after I got all that coal, I just continued to strip mine. And then I like encountered like some canal. This thing was nuts. You already know I had to explore it. I then dived out and had a quick look around to see what everything was about. And you know what? This was pretty cool. I found myself some iron. As long as there's no sharks here, I'll be fine, right? No. Yet again. Gravel. It doesn't matter where I go, gravel was out to get me. I then found a lot more iron, and you already know I was going to mine all of this. This would be perfect to make all the tools and armor in the world. So I made sure I collected all of that iron, and then it was time to head back. I made my way back up, and we ended up getting 37 pieces of iron. That's how you do it. I then floated back up to my raft, put all my items back, then I smelted all of my iron, and then I went to bed. On the morning of day 9, all of my iron was done. I made myself an iron helmet, an iron chest plate, some iron leggings, and guess what? Some iron boots. I got the achievement suit up, and we were fully stacked in iron, baby. Yes, sir. Made myself another iron pickaxe, another iron axe, and I made myself a shield, because you never know. I am ready for that shark. And we're actually finally ready to explore as well, which is good. I then crafted some more spruce planks, rummaged around in a few barrels that I caught. I will take those oak saplings. Put an oak sapling down to get some different types of wood, and then it was time to explore. I had no idea what we were going to find, but it's time to explore. We don't want to go too far just in case. Yo, look how nice this is. What is that? That's a shark. I'm good. I'm good. We need to find ourselves some sort of ship. There's ships around here, we just need to find them. Or an island. Anything will do. What is this? Oh, it's a broken portal. Oh! There we go. We found something. Let's have a look at this broken portal over here. Oh! Another ship. 2 ships next to each other. Okay. Let's make sure there's no sharks first before we go in. Yeah, there wasn't any sharks. Found myself an efficiency 5 pickaxe and a golden helmet. That'll be useful for when we go to the Nether. Alright, let's go over to this small ship first. See what this ship's all about. Oh! There was a puffer fish. Hey! Hey! What a mean fish. I thought puffer fishes were supposed to be nice. That's a zombie ship. And he's drowning. That wasn't a very smart idea, was it? Do you feel stupid now? You should. I don't like that it's dark. Oh, this isn't good. I'm coming back in the daytime. Yo, that looks insane. I'm not doing that in the dark. Are you crazy? It's time to go back home. I parked my boat up and went to bed. There I was thinking that sharks were the most dangerous thing in the water. It's the puffer fishes. Oh, it's a sunken ship. Oh, don't mind if I do. Any sharks around? I dove down another little look, and behold, paper. That's going to be useful later on. And then I found like a bunch of like vegetables, wheat, potatoes and carrots. What even was that? Suspicious stew. I don't think we should be touching that. Protection 1 leather, we can break that down. Some pumpkin seeds, some wheat, that's very handy. An empty map and some paper, that's also very handy. That was an octopus. Right, let's continue our adventure to the pirate ship. Or the zombie ship. That's a big ship. We'll go to the small one first. The dolphins already warned me it's a bad idea. Yeah, well, I didn't listen to the dolphins and I went in anyway. I infiltrated the ship from the back. Oh, hello. This is probably the best way of doing it. And I got greeted by quite a decent amount of skeletons, I must add. But they were no match for my willpower and my iron sword. I took that skeleton out. I then raided their bookshelves from all of their knowledge. I was going to read all day. I even took their lanterns as well. I was on a scavenger hunt. And guess what? I took their beds. I then found an enchantment book. And then I got distracted and played a little tune on the jukebox. I then collected a beehive, an iron block, some more of their bookshelves. Piercing 3. A diamond. Let's go. We'll take that. And an emerald. Some arrows. Another emerald. Then it was time to fight more of them. I took a spider out and infiltrated their desk. I found some more bookshelves. And then I went outside and I saw this thing. Like, what even is this? This is clearly the boss. Yeah, this guy was menacing. But lucky for me, he was no match for me. That's what I meant to say. And that's exactly why you buy a shield, ladies and gentlemen. He then had a buddy with him as well that got a good hit on me, but yeah, he was no match for me either. I then took this opportunity to quickly go to bed before any mobs spawned. Can we mine this bell? This will look pretty cool home. Yeah! And I went to the top and had a little lookout. And this view was amazing. Look at that. I could see the other ship from here. And guess what? You already know I'm going for that ship. I did the exact same approach on the other boat. I went down to the bottom, but this boat was absolutely filled with pillagers. This was crazy. Look how many there are. No one told me about this. I'm glad I did it this way. I thought I was being, you know, a little bit too careful, but yeah, no. If I went in there without doing this strategy, I would have been one with the fishes. I then finally took them all out and got to the bottom of the ship. I then got greeted with a couple of stragglers, but I took them out quickly. I then found myself a cheeky emerald as well. Then there was a bunch of pillagers on the top. They wanted to come down the ladder so bad, I just had to sit there and just take them all out again. There were so many pillagers here. I then went to the top to figure out what was going on, and all I saw was a bunch of hay. I have no idea why I'm mining it with an axe. I'm sorry you had to see that. I then found myself a bucket of water and a few little fishies. And then I found myself a choreographer table. You already know I'm picking that up, along with all the paper that was behind it. I then went down into the middle part of the ship and there was even more pillagers. How many pillagers is this ship going to have? I then jumped down and took them out. as quickly as possible, and then there was a bunch of hay, and then now I mined it properly. I had no idea what was going on with me. And yeah, then I went to bed. Alright, let's go. See you later, guys. I'm out of here. Now that was scary. Ooh. My raft is looking really sad. We need to make it more rafty, if that makes any sense. Right, I think we should make some slight adjustments to our raft. Poisonous potato. That doesn't seem very good. That is a big boy. I better not fall into the water while I do this. Right, so at the moment, our raft is very square. I want it to be more circular, and then we'll just build upon it. We'll want to make it more circle, you know? And the sun's setting, so let's get a platform ready before we start. And we were losing daylight, so I needed to make a quick foundation and a platform to work off of before it gets dark. It's night time. Then on day 13, it was time to get to work. And I did this relatively quick. I didn't think I was even going to have enough wood for it, you know. But I did. I messed up a little bit, but, you know, we got the symmetricality of what I was looking for. It will do for now. It was quite big. This is going to be the centerpiece of the raft. You know what? It wasn't that bad. I was happy with it. That's a whole lot better. The space has already increased. Now I think we should make like we should branch it off and make a nice little tree farm over here, and then like a little farm. It really doesn't like that octopus. That octopus is not getting away from that. He is flinging him about like a ragdoll. Leave him alone. He is not having a good time. And there's me thinking I was having a bad time. Then just before the end of day 13, I was like, you know what? Let's make a small little bridge. I had no idea what I wanted to do with how this bridge was going to look. But I was like, you know what? I might as well just YOLO it. But before that, I went to bed. Then on day 14, I decided, you know what? Let's make a little mini circle platform. And this was going to be for my little tree farm. I put a bunch of trees down because I wanted as many trees as possible. You know why? Because what's Raft's made out of? Wood. And you best believe we need a whole lot of wood with what we're going to be doing. So I needed to plant a lot of trees. And I decided I couldn't wait. Yeah, your boy's impatient. So I got a bunch of bone meal and bone milled these trees. I wanted as much wood as possible. So for the rest of day 14, I just sat there and mined all that wood. And I had no idea why it didn't drop immediately. I think I was doing it wrong. But I soon find that out later on. And then I went to bed. Then on the morning of day 15, I became a lumberjack. Yeah, I actually got it right this time. I mined them all straight away. I had no idea what I was doing wrong the first time. I think I was just being a bit of an idiot, but I then figured it out. It was so satisfying watching these trees break. And then with all that wood, I decided to try and finish off the bridge. I tried to make it look a little bit rustic, you know, as best as possible. A random bridge that was probably built on a raft. And you know what? It wasn't the best thing in the world, but it looked pretty good. And yes, it was small, and it did take me all night. But hey, at least I got it done. Then on day 16, it was time to add the rest of the planks to finish off my tree farm. Another perfect circle. A slightly smaller circle, but it was small and mighty. And this would be perfect to plant all of my trees. And after I finished building it, that's exactly what I did. I tried to space it out as much as possible so the trees could grow, and they could grow at a decent size so they wouldn't get caught on each other. So I marked all the areas out, and then I filled all the areas out with dirt. And I put all different types of saplings down because I wanted all different types of wood. Things were slowly shaping up. I then swam under my bridge and then made some final finishing touches. And you know what? The bridge wasn't looking that bad. Right. We got this massive space here. I'm not going to build my house here. I'm going to make this the centerpiece. I haven't thought about what I want to do yet. But over here, we're going to make our little house bit. We definitely need to do something cool with this middle bit. I'm thinking like a big glass panel so we can see in the ocean, and then make this like a centerpiece for something. I don't know yet. We're gonna figure it out. Either way, it's gonna be cool. Yeah, now it's time to get to work. It was all good, you know, making a nice little foundation for a centerpiece and then a tree farm. But I literally have nowhere to live other than just a random bed in the middle of nowhere. I needed to make a house. So that's exactly what I started on. But it was getting dark. Then on the morning of day 18, I got back to work. I was marking out every single block. I wanted this house to be perfection. I didn't want it to be too big or too unrealistic of what I could make on like random materials while being lost at sea. I wanted it to fit the theme. And you know what? Things are looking pretty good. Did I follow a tutorial? Maybe. Is it impossible for me to build on my own? Maybe. But look at this. Crafted some campfires and then put them down for some aesthetic looks. I mean, look at this. It's looking pretty good if you'd ask me. But it was getting dark and I needed to sleep. And on the morning of day 19, guess what? It was time to get back to work. I made the bottom piece and it was time to extend it. Every single block needed to be put in with precision. I even built a cute little doorway. Look at that. Amazing. Alright, we're slowly getting there. We need some glass. That's what we need. So yeah, your boy had to swim back down. Look at those sharks over there. So we had to be quick. I tried to mine as much sand as possible to try and cook some glass. I managed to get 32 and I put that in the smelter. So I just sat there and stared at my house until the sand was ready because I actually didn't know what else to do. I could have been doing so many other productive things. I just decided not to. Finally, the glass was ready and it was time to put the windows in my house. And you know what? It was looking pretty good. I bet you guys can't comment how many times I said pretty good in this video. But it looked pretty good. Look at that. I then placed a bunch of torches down before it was bedtime. Then on day 20, you can't call it a house unless you put a roof on it. So that's exactly what I did. I tried to mix it with a few bit of cobblestone and some wooden planks so it looks rustic. It looks like it was built from nothing but random scraps. And then I built a little like chimney. Look at that. Look how cool that looks. I don't know about you guys, but I'm happy with it. It looks random and funky, but it still looks cool in its own way. I then put a couple of lanterns down and I finished the look. And that was the end of day 20. Then on the morning of day 21, this is how it looked. Look at this. Absolutely stunning. I reckon this could win an award, you know. Not too shabby. I might get a bunch of campfires here. That's like a little bridgeway. Probably be quite cool. I'm happy with that. That looks baller. My little house. I harvested all of my crops to get some more potatoes and carrots because I needed them. I was a hungry boy. I also figured out the perfect thing to put in here. We're going to make like a gazebo watch bell tower. I haven't got the materials for it yet, but we will get there. So in order to get those materials, it was time to harvest a bunch of wood. Yep. Doesn't matter where we go, we always become a lumberjack somewhere or another. So I sat there and chopped a lot of trees down to get the wood that we needed. Hey! Get out of here! Thank you. You listened. Then I thought, you know what? Let's build a little house, like a little farmhouse for when we find villagers. So by the end of day 21, that's exactly what I did. I built a little foundation so I could get a bunch of villagers to make a little farm. The idea was there, but it was getting dark, and then this happened. Ah! Ah! Oh my god, that scared me. Oh my. Oh my, that scared me. Then on the morning of day 22, I made some oak fences. Then I realized I made different kinds of fences, so they didn't connect. But don't worry, I will change that later on, I promise. And it's going to look amazing. I then bone milled some more trees so I can get some more wood. So yet again, I became a lumberjack. Then I started the foundation on the 2 farmhouses I was going to make for my villagers. And you know what? I made some pretty good progress. Then on day 23, it was time to finish this farm villager house. And it was slowly coming along nicely. I then got a bunch of hay bales and then put it around the house so it looked like a farmhouse. It's the little things that counts, you know? And it just makes it that much better. Then I put 2 composters down and there we go. It was near enough finished. But we needed to add in a few more details. Like the glass for the windows. The villagers' beds. And obviously their doors. Then it can't be called a farmhouse if there's nothing to farm. So I chopped down the wooden blocks to make room for my dirt. And then went back to my existing farm and dug up all of the dirt. But it was getting dark, so I went to bed first. Then on the morning of day 24, all the dirt that I took out of the main foundation, I replaced back with wood. And then I put all the dirt into the farmland. I then planted all of my carrots to get ready for the villager farmers. I just need more dirt, so I'm going to copy this over here as well. And I'm going to make these like all potatoes. But we need more dirt. We can't do that yet. So now this is all done. We just need 2 villagers. And I bet you're thinking, how are you going to find a villager in the middle of the ocean? But that's what I'm asking myself. I have no idea. Oh, it's that angry thing again. Oh! There's no telling where they're going to be. They could be randomly stranded somewhere. They could be on an island, on a boat. I've got no idea. I believe this is the boat I've already looked at. Oh, hello, everyone. Don't ask me why I came in here. I'm trying to figure out why I was in here in the first place. I ventured out looking for villagers. Why would I come here? Look at this. What was I thinking? This is just disaster right here. Oh, look at that. That creeper could have done me in. I would have been finished. Why was I risking so much? Oh! I was in there for ages. I mean, I was in that ship all the way through to day 25. I didn't even sleep. I mean, not that I could, but look how many skeletons there are. I'm literally hitting them with a pickaxe. Yeah, this was not the best decision I ever made. I'm not sure why I was even here. It must have been for a good reason, surely, but I can't remember. Ah, beds. I didn't have enough beds for the villagers. And I remember that the ships had loads of beds. That makes sense. So I got all the beds, all the hay, and then it was time to get out of there. I found a sunken ship, found myself some paper, and then I found myself a cheeky globe and some emeralds. That'll look good on the mantelpiece. I then found a ruined temple. At the time, I couldn't remember what it was for or what it was about. And then I realized, hold up, I don't want to be here because I know what it's about. I then traveled a little bit further, and then I found myself a zombie on a little boat. Like, what was he doing? He was just chilling there. That's exactly what we need to look for, because that could have been a villager. What is that? Looks like an eel or something. You know, half the things in this ocean, I don't even know if they're friendly. What's that? There's another boat. No, we've learned our lesson. We have learned our lesson, ladies and gentlemen. We're not doing it. Day 26. Still on sea. Yep, your boy's just boating around, waiting to find something. Then finally I did. We need a villager. Oh, what's this? It's an iron golem. Villagers! Oh my! One of you... Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? Really? Yeah, that does not look like a good idea. Nope. You know how perfect that would have been? There were so many villagers on that boat. I was like, you know what? It's time to teach these pillagers a lesson. They don't get to fool me. So I went straight into the back of their office bit. You know, I was like, you know what? I'm coming from the back of the boat. I'm taking them all out. Plus, it was getting dark anyway, so I needed somewhere to sleep. Ooh, diamonds. Found some more diamonds in an enchantment book. Mined some block of iron. Then I played a little tune on the jukebox. And I found more diamonds. Took more of his bookshelves. He's not reading nothing. And I was running around for like most of the night. And by the time I was finished, it was already day 27. So day 27, after being fooled by a bunch of villagers becoming pillagers, I decided enough was enough, you know? I actually found some sugarcane. That's going to be perfect for so much paper for our enchantments later. At least something went right. And then for the rest of day 27, because I got fooled, I just couldn't hack it. Then for the rest of the day, I just sat there and just paddled around on my boat, looking, searching for villagers. It just didn't happen. I couldn't find them. I had no idea where they were. Then I ended up just calling it and going back home. Yeah, I searched for literally 2 days. I got home on the night of day 28. On the morning of day 29, I put a picture up. Stuck a little pufferfish in there, you know, because why not? Made it a little bit more homely. What's a home without pictures, right? I even put a nice little skeleton head down. And then put all of my enchantment books away. Made a little small weapons chest. I also put a little globe up. Look how cool that looks. Then I went down into the bottom of the ocean and got some sand. Why, you ask? Because I needed it for my sugarcane. I was going to make a small little sugarcane farm just in front of the farmhouse. Then I put a bunch of lanterns outside of the farmhouse because it was dark, you know. I didn't want no mobs spawning. And our raft is slowly getting there. It's all coming together. I put the rest of my valuable items in my chest. And all of my weapons in the weapons chest. It's good to be organised. And then I went to bed. Right, we've been away for a while. So let's chop some trees down. That's it. Good old lumberjack. Every single tree sprouted at this point. I was gone for that long. You already know how to collect all that wood. And then made a nice little campfire bridge. There we go. Nice little walkway bridge. So that way we don't get eaten by a shark every time we have to dip in the water halfway through. I think we should make like a little mini dock as well. And that's exactly what I did. I built a bunch of campfires and then placed them all out. They look pretty good. And then put some little wooden fencing around so it looked like it was stabilized. That was the end of day 30. There we go. Look at that. Look how cool that looks. Now I'll bring my boat over there. And that's where my boat will live. Then on the morning of day 31, I extended my tree farm just a little bit. Only 3 trees, but hey, 3's better than none. Now it's time for Operation Centerpiece. Yeah, I needed a lot of stone, and I had absolutely none. So today's goal was to mine. So I went into the ocean, and it was time to mine. I slowly made my way down to the mine to try and collect as much stone as possible. But I didn't just want to collect stone. You know, I collected some coal, iron, whatever was around. But I tell you what, this was dangerous. Look at this creeper. Ninja creeper, where's he coming from? And then I thought to myself, there's obsidian here, might as well just mine it. I got a diamond pickaxe. We need to go to the Nether soon anyway, because we need to defeat the Ender Dragon. And I found myself some diamonds. Very nice. Then I continued to strip mine to get some more stone, and then maybe find some more diamonds, who knows. And then I found a little mini mine shaft. Took care of a spider, took care of their spawner. Found another cheeky diamond. Very nice. Then I continued to strip mine, and then this is when this happened. Okay, that's a lot of mobs. Oh, hi everyone. Yeah, I am so happy I made this small little window. Look how many zombies there are. They all could have just flooded in and took me out immediately. Like, this was absolutely crazy. Then the mini zombies got in. Yeah, that could have been me right there. Look, there's still even more zombies. They just wouldn't give up. Yeah, day 31 in the caves. Scary times. Zombie villager. Mini zombie villager. That mini zombie villager can go away. After that zombie villager tried to take me out, I dodged a skeleton, ultra instinct him. Took him out and then took out the ninja creeper behind me yet again. Then I found myself down in a water canal. I was lost, if I'm honest. If anything's in this canal, we're toast. So the best way to do it was to, put a door down and then just strip mine up and hopefully I find where I am. I went up and luckily I was just outside my house. And lucky for me, there was no sharks waiting for me. That could have been bad very quickly. But it was a nice little productive day. I think now we can finally work on our centerpiece. But before we go to bed, we have to chop some more wood down. Why is there a potato sitting on my walkway? Let's get our last of our iron and then we'll put our cobblestone in. Then on day 33, it was time to get everything ready. I needed to smelt all of my cobblestone and turn it into bricks. And I made all that cobblestone into stone brick and then I started to create my circle just before the day ended. And then I got distracted and tried to hit sharks with a fishing rod. I have no idea why I tried to do that. I then continued to move all of my unwanted items from my barrels and then transferred them somewhere else. And then I hung up this shark tooth for some reason. And then I went to bed. I have no idea what happened that day. And on the morning of day 34, I smelted some more stone. I then chopped down all the center of the wooden planks because I was going to replace it with stone brick. And things are going really well. You know, I thought I had enough. Yeah, until I didn't. I didn't even have enough stone brick, so I had to smelt more brick. How much stone does one person need? So I had to go back down into the mines and then mine a bunch more stone. And that took all day. So before I went to bed, I stuck more stone in the furnace because we needed as much stone as possible. But I just had enough to finish off the flooring on the end of day 34. And on the morning of day 35, guess what we did? Yeah, we waited for our stone to be cooked. I only had this centerpiece on my mind. Nothing else was more important. So what did I do to wait? Something productive. I just sat there and bounced on the bed repeatedly over and over again. Then I made a bunch of stone brick slabs to put in the middle to make it look like I had some texture to it, some depth. This thing was coming together slowly. It was looking good. And then needed some wood. So yet again, I went down to my tree farm and chopped down a bunch of trees. I cooked some more stone and then made a bunch of wooden planks. And then I was ready to finish this off tomorrow. But before that, I went to bed. Day 36, montage time. Yeah, look at this aerial view. I was not messing around today. I was going to get stuff done. And that's exactly what I did. I was making sure this thing was going to look beautiful. I got the foundation of all the wood set. Then I filled up my bucket with a bunch of water and then put it in all the four corners. So it's like a little mini pond. I can maybe even put a puffer fish in there if I wanted to, you know, make it look that extra cool. And then put some stone pillars down and then put some lanterns on top so it looked like they were floating above the water. And then made a bunch of spruce fences and then made like a little mini pillar in the middle. This was going to be the centerpiece. And it was slowly looking good. But I didn't have enough time to finish it, so I had to go to bed. I hate the darkness. You will never see me working in the dark. Then on the morning of day 37, it was time to finish. Finally. I know I kept saying it, but hey, it was finally complete. Look at this. Doesn't this look good? Just a little bit more finishing touches and it was complete. I put some like little leaf bushes round so it looked a little bit abandoned. And then I put my bell in the middle. Things were looking great. Then I discovered something with this mod pack. Look at all the furniture I can make. Spruce cabinets? Like, I didn't even know I could do this. I took that stone slab out and actually put down a little mini, like, stone desk. Look how bad that looks. I didn't even realize I could do all this. Look at this. Stone cabinets. Amazing. Only took me 37 days to figure this out. So I then put all of my food in the cabinets, just above my little kitchen. This mod pack was amazing. This is exactly why I don't do anything at night time. Look at that zombie. Tried to ruin my parade. I stuck a bunch of torches down by my tree farm. And I put 2 mini benches out right by the seafront. That's going to be like a cool little another fishing area. Then to start the morning off right on day 38, I just sat there and you know what? I was like, why don't I just fish for a little bit? Take in the scenery. You know, there's no point putting those benches down if I'm not even going to sit on them. And then went back down into the water and got a bunch more sand. I wanted to make another little sugarcane farm to make it even on both sides. Because I needed a lot of paper for my enchantments. I then decided, you know what? We need something else. We need villager stands. I know I'm making all of these things for villagers. I don't even have one. Don't worry. That will change soon. I was like, you know what? Let's make a cool little villager stand where they can sell little goodies when I get them. So I made my first little platform for them. And the time I finished that, it was time for bed. Day 39, the villager stand build continued. I had an idea in my head and I wanted to execute it. I put like these cool little barrels down with these little stands. Like it was going to be like a cute little mini market. You know what? I think it turned out pretty good. I mean, it was a little bit complicated, but at the same time, it was so simple. I then chopped down a bunch more wood because I needed a lot more wood. And then I took advantage of that mod pack and put a couple of cabinets down and some desks. And I stuck a lantern in the middle to finish it off. And I think it looked pretty good. I mean, it might have taken me all day to do it, but hey. At least it's done. Then on the morning of day 40, I thought, you know what? Why not make another one? Surely it can't take me more than a day to do this. I just did one. You can't have one without the other. You can't just have one just sitting there on its own. You can't call it a villager stand if there's only one. So I had to make another one, and that's exactly what I did. And I got it done in record time. Look at that. Look at them sitting next to each other. Perfect. That looks pretty good if I don't say so myself. I made myself another shield, and then I went to bed. Then on day 41, I had an idea. Let's make a bunch of coarse dirt. I couldn't really find dirt too much around. I didn't want to risk getting eaten by sharks trying to find it in the water. So I thought, you know what? Let's just make a bunch of coarse dirt, mine it into dirt, and then we can make a huge dirt platform. Why are we doing that, you ask? We want passive mobs to spawn. I'm talking cows, sheep, pigs, cows. Might have already said cows, but cows. You know, we want the whole shebang. So I created another wooden platform and put a bunch of dirt on it. I didn't know how big this dirt patch needed to be, but I was going to make it pretty big. But I ran out of dirt, so I needed to go shovel up some more gravel. So I had to swim back underneath a cave and try and spade as much gravel as I could possibly find to make some coarse dirt. And I actually got a decent amount, you know. So before the day ended, I quickly made some more coarse dirt, hoed it down into normal dirt, so hopefully we'd have enough for tomorrow. Then on day 42, the grind continued. All I had in my mind was coarse dirt. Nothing else mattered. I wanted to have a few friends on my raft. You know, it was just me. It was just me, myself, and I wanted some friends. Anything will do. I'll even take a frog. Anything that's alive that wants to be my friend, I'll take it. Apart from pufferfishes. But after mining a bunch of coarse dirt and turning it into dirt, I actually had enough. I could finally build this small little platform. And then put a bunch of wood around it to give it that aesthetic look of that it was part of the raft. And then I gated it all off with these cool fences. And look at that. That looks pretty cool if you ask me. Hopefully, mobs will spawn. Who knows? And that was the end of day 42. Progress was made. Then on the morning of day 43, I had one job. I built all this stuff for villagers. So it was time to find some villagers. So that's exactly what we set out to do. I wasn't going to stop until I found some. Then on the night of day 44, I came across something groundbreaking. Villagers. A whole boat of villagers. I could not believe what I was seeing. Or even this man. I didn't even see him yet. I could hear him. Nothing but hands. You best believe I was taking every single one of these villagers home. Finally, some farmers, some people, they were just sitting there, sailors. Look at them. Nothing but sailors. Then I woke up the next morning and it wasn't a dream. I was sailing across the 7 seas with these sailors. All I needed to do now was figure out how to get them back home. And yeah, not to mention, home was quite far away. These villagers weren't coming back here, so they didn't need these lanterns. You know, they didn't need half this stuff. I was going to rescue all of them. They all had a purpose in life, and that was to serve me. I mean, be my friend. That's what I meant to say, sorry. I even got a lectern as well. I mean, things just couldn't get any better. I can make myself a librarian when I even get there. That's something for the stands right there. Now it was Operation Get These Guys Home. So I tried to bribe them with bread. It didn't work. They didn't want what I was given. So I had to think of something else. So I just threw them overboard. And then just collected them with my boat. And it worked. One was secured. And it was time to travel back home, and this took all day and all night. I was determined to get this villager home. Day 46, I finally got home. Safe and sound. It took way longer than expected. I pushed him up, and he was ready to go. And I tried to figure out, how am I actually going to get him in? Because I realized I couldn't push the boat. So I just had to use my extremely strong arms and sail to the stands. And then got into his destination. I was like an Uber driver. Look at that precision parking right there. This guy's going to be the best farmer ever. Look, he already made himself comfortable. But then I realized straight away he already found an escape route. So I had to block that off immediately. Yeah, nice try, buddy. You're not going nowhere. So with him set up, it was time to get more of them. But that's tomorrow's problem. Then the next morning, it was time to grab another one. The villager needed a friend, and that's exactly what I planned on doing. I made it to the boat destination, and it was time to grab another one. I rung the bell, and that means bedtime, apparently, but they weren't tired, so I put a fence on the door so they couldn't escape. It was the perfect plan. I then made a hole in the side of the ship and pushed them off. Yeah, I accidentally pushed 2 of them off. That wasn't what I was planning on doing. I got one in the boat, but my morals wouldn't let me leave. There's just no way that I could have left those 2 on the sea. They wouldn't have survived. So I made them a second boat, and I got them both in it. Hopefully those 2 will be safe for my return. They might just make it. All that was left to do was sail back. But as I was sailing back, I found another ship filled with villagers. Like 2 in a row. Where was this right at the start? But obviously I didn't have enough room, so I marked it and I had to sail on. I sailed all the way through the night. It was a scary ride home. Day 48. Finally made it home and my villager had a friend. Another villager to add to the raft. Welcome. And obviously, you know, parallel parking, I had to back him into the other farm. And now they were both settled. Safe and sound. Look at them. They were ready to farm. Until... that's what I thought. The problem is, they're sailors. Sailors and a captain. They're not farmers. They can't switch. That's their job. So these 2 villagers were useless. Absolutely useless. They couldn't do nothing for me. What they sold is what they sold. So guess what I had to do? I'm gonna have to find a bunch of bread, and they're gonna have to make me a villager. So I cut down a bunch of trees to get all my wood, and I was gonna make a bunch of fences to gate round my my stands to make it look a little bit more nice. But that's tomorrow's job. The next morning, I then placed down all of my fences around the raft. I wanted it nice and gated off. I wanted it to look nice and clean. It looked pretty good. I was happy with it. It just made the place that much more secure. So just in case a villager did escape, there's no way he could run because he was gated off. And then finally, as promised, I removed those small little oak fences and replaced them with the new ones. And yeah, it looked a lot better. The gate actually connected up. Now it was time for the villager making process. I got all of my hay bales that I collected from the ship. And then all that wheat got turned into bread. I gave them all bread. And then the villager making process started. So once I actually finally put all the beds down properly, and then he suddenly came out, he was ecstatic. By the end of the day, we had ourselves a villager. He was going to be our first worker. No way. What have I witnessed? Hey, little guy. Hey. Oh. Day 49, we made some good progress. Now he's gonna grow up to be my dude right here, my guy. I'm gonna go get some diamonds. Right, sailor man. I made myself an oak door just in case so I didn't drown, because it was diamond hunting time. I searched and searched and searched, and I got jumped by an absolute army. Two skeletons and a spider. They knew what I was doing. They didn't like it. I began to strip mine, and then I found myself 2 diamonds. It was a start. It was a positive start. I then swam down another, like, ocean canal. And then I found 4 more diamonds. Things were looking good. I then continued my journey, and I found a bunch of coal. You can never have enough coal, let me tell you. Then I encountered a lava pocket, and I looked above, even more diamonds. Yep, your boy couldn't be more happy, you know, finding diamonds in a cave. Let me know a better feeling in the comments. I'll wait. But then you thought I was done? Nah. I looked to the left to continue strip mining, and I found even more diamonds. And now it's time to go home. So I mined all the way up, went to the top of the ocean, and guess what? My base was nowhere to be seen. How far did I go out? Lucky for me, though, I had the coordinates marked. So I knew where I was going. Day 51. It was finally time. I had 17 diamonds collected. Then I added that to my other 10. So guess how many that made? 27. 27 diamonds. So I made an armor stand, and I put all my iron armor down. And that's where it will stay for the next 100 days. I made myself a diamond helmet, a diamond chest piece, diamond leggings, and diamond boots. And I had enough for a diamond pickaxe because my one was legit about to break. Now we're fully diamond up. We're looking good. Right, I've been away for a while. Is this guy grown up yet? He has! And, oh my, he's cooking. How we doing, buddy? Do you guys need more bread? Here you go, guys. Have more bread. Right, we got our stand. We're probably going to need to make another one. We need to get a bunch of trap doors and do it so they can't get out. For safety reasons, you know, for safety reasons. Yeah, for safety reasons. I put all the trap doors down so they couldn't escape, and it looked pretty good. It looked like they couldn't escape. I then mined all of my sugar canes so I could turn that into paper at a later date, and then I went to bed. Do you guys make another one yet? I might have to take one of you away. I'm gonna have to take one of you away, haven't I? Get in here. No, not both of you. I'm sorry. Alright, we're in a bit of a pickle here, aren't we? I think we're just gonna have to make another bed. We've done it! Another little one. And he's, oh my, he's just feeding him bread. Right, you, let's go. He's holding a rose. Oh my, that's actually adorable. He's asking if anyone wants it. We're going to plant. Because this guy wants beetroots for emeralds, we're going to start planting some beetroots over here. Here we go. So we'll do beetroots for the trade, carrots for food, and bread when we can get seeds. We forgot our doors here. There we go. Cool little gate. You know what? Not bad progress. You know, before the day finished, I mined a bunch of trees again. Or chopped. And I put some lanterns down around the raft so it was a little bit more lit up. It was a bit too dark for my liking. And things were slowly shaping up. Day 52, not bad. Right, now the real question is, we need to make an enchantment place. So, let's get we've got our paper and our book. We need leather. How many bookshelves can we make? 15. No, he's not. What worries me is that he looks like him. So does that mean he's not going to get a job? Wait, oh my, there's 2. There's 2! What are you doing to that golem? Alright, bro, I'm sorry. We should make like a cool enchantment room with a bunch of glass. That'd be cool. Where that guy can't get us. Yeah, you better hide. Right. So in order to make this enchantment room, we're going to make it rustic. We're going to make it fit. Like it's part of on a raft. Let's get some equipment together. I know exactly what I need. And that's exactly what I did. I sat there and got all the essentials that I needed. Crafted everything that I thought I would need. Definitely wasn't following a tutorial. Right, I forgot to record like an idiot. But I built this small little platform. Alright? And before you ask, no, it's not a jacuzzi. But on the morning of day 54, it was time to build and complete this enchantment table room. We had all of our equipment, so let's hope it was enough. So the process of building began. And you know what? This is probably my favorite build yet on this raft. This thing turned out really, really nice. We didn't have enough bookshelves yet for the level 30 enchantment, but hey, we can get that. That's not what's important right now. What's important is that we built it. And it turned out really nice. I mean, I'm happy with it. And by the end of day 54, we completed our build. I built it quite quickly. I'm proud of myself. All I got to make is an enchantment table, and it's looking good. I'm happy with that. You know what's crazy? Just remembered something. What do we need in order to make an enchantment table, everyone? Oh yeah, we need diamonds. Yeah, I don't have any. I used them all. All we need is an extra bookshelf and an enchantment table, and we're looking good. Right, now what's going on with these guys over here? Oh my! Was I gone that long? There's a whole family! You. That's who we want. How are we going to get him out? And who's been standing on all of these crops? Was it you? Huh? Better not have been. Idiots. See you later. We're off. Alright, let's get you to your new home. Alright, it's getting dark out. You stay there quick. I want to go to sleep. You stay right there. Day 56. It was time to finally get a villager in one of our stands. Yep. And he already became a librarian. This guy was ready to work. Now that's one trader we got. We just need another one. Another cat! Wait, don't cats like fish? Hey, come here. Don't you want this? There's 2 of them! He's drowning! Come here! There you go. Rest in peace, Mr. Mittens. Why do all these cats want to drown? Come on. Another one? Right, let's go. I guess they can just roam around. Another one. How many cats are we going to have? Look at him. He's sitting there like a good boy. Giuseppe. That's what I'm going to call him. Giuseppe. Frank. Where's the other one? Mr. Whiskers. Looks like we better do some more fishing if these things are going to survive. Actually, I'll bring Giuseppe. Giuseppe is the one. Come on, Giuseppe. You want to stay out there? Alright, fine. You can sit there then. Where's Mr. Whiskers? Alright, let's go, you. In the boat. You ain't got a choice. Thank you. Oh, it's almost getting dark again. Looks like you're going to have to sleep outside. Good night, Giuseppe. You're not liking your role? Oh, this isn't good. You're going to learn to like it. Why can't you be more like Greg? Greg enjoys what he's doing. You hungry, Giuseppe? There you go. Oh, Giuseppe's happy. Giuseppe's really happy. Right. We don't need the choreograph table at the moment. What we need, fletching table. Because basically, a fletching table is an infinite money glitch. Because you give it to a villager, and all he wants is sticks. So we'll take this away. So he's just a bare bone villager. I'll wait here all day, buddy. I got nowhere to be. I'm on a raft. And there we go. With a bit of encouragement. 40 sticks for some emeralds. Hey, buddy. Yeah, look at that. He's already got the emerald waiting for us. I'll take that. And another one. And another one. And another one. And another one, please, sir. You're still a novice. When are you going to upgrade? No matter. I'll still take your emeralds for the sticks. You can take my whole entire stock. Thank you very much, sir. And how many's that? 12 right off the bat. And then we can get an extra bookshelf, which is exactly what we need. Like that. Perfect. We don't even need leather now. All we need is a diamond. Well, we need a few diamonds, actually. But before we do that, I'm going to become a lumberjack again and cut down a bunch of trees because we need to make sticks. And we need to sell those sticks to the villagers to get some enchanted goodies. Give me your emeralds. I'm buying your whole stock. He's loving these sticks. Oh, he ran out. Alright, I'm going to have to wait. Right, let's put these emeralds away for now. That's a nice chunk of emeralds right there already. My plan is slowly coming together. We just need someone that can make us weapons now. Day 58, I decided, you know what? Let's make another stand. Why not make 3? We can make it a little bit smaller, but we need more villagers. We need to do more things. We need a weaponsmith, an armor smith. We need more than just 2. It might have been the best looking one, and it might have been quite rushed and done quite quickly, but hey, it does the job. It was a little small one. You know what? And it looked pretty good. I was happy with it. Day 59. It was time to set out on another adventure. I needed bread. Needed bread and some more beds. So you know what that means? It's time to go to a ship. And let me tell you, this was a bad idea. It did not go well at all. It started off well, did the same tactics, you know, normal, and then this happened. Yeah, look at that. They all could have come flooding out at that point. I could have been toast. That should have been my warning sign, but no, I carried on. Things were dark. Things were getting desperate. There were so many enemies. Like, look at this. Why did I go to the top? Why did I think that was a good idea? I literally almost died. Look how many creepers are sitting there. It was just crazy. Absolutely crazy. I legit had to make a new sword because my sword broke. Luckily, I had iron on me. I thought, you know what? That's the end of it. Little did I know this was happening. Yeah, I panicked. I legit almost died. The enemies were just non-stop. Creepers, pillagers, zombies, skeletons. They all wanted me. I think they were protecting the holy grail of hay. And by the end of it, getting this hay, it was not worth it. But on day 60, I travelled all the way back home. It was a foggy, depressing day, let me tell you. The sun wasn't even out. Nothing. It was a very sad day. But I checked on my weaponsmith trader because he finally wanted to become one. It took ages. Then I used the beds that I got from the ship and planted it on a second trader. That way we can grab another one. I then stored all of my beds that I collected in the barrel so I knew where they were. I then put my broken diamond pickaxe on a hanging picture by the enchantment table to make it look a little bit more cool, you know? And then I traded all of my sticks that I got from the trees with the fletcher to get as much emeralds as possible. And then I used all those emeralds on my weaponsmith to try and get an enchanted weapon. But that's going to take a while. I then used what emeralds I had as well and then just bought the bookshelves. So that way I had enough for enchantment level 30 as well. Saves me trying to get all that leather. And then I went to bed. Then on day 61, I went, you know what? It's another build project. What are we building? Well, we collected obsidian. It is day 61. let's make a nether portal. But not just any nether portal. We can all make a basic nether portal, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to make it a little bit crafty, you know? Make it look like it belongs on top of a raft or it was abandoned. We want a cool nether portal. So I chopped up all the materials that I needed and stripped some wood. Then I made myself an iron axe and cut down all the trees in my tree farm. And I made all the necessary tools I needed to build this project. And then was trying to figure out where I wanted to build it. I didn't really use that fishing dock, so I took away those benches and then decided to build there. Why not? I started out with a small little circle foundation, built the silhouette of the nether portal, and then I put like this cool little structure around it. Like it looked like a little mini like wooden house portal. I don't know. I have no idea. But I mean, it looked pretty cool. Put some finishing touches on it, like the lanterns. Ignited it. Ate a potato, and it was done. I then put some glass around it, and I'll definitely need to fence it off. But it's basically complete. I mean, I was happy with it. It looks pretty cool in my opinion. Then for the rest of the day, I decided to fish because it was an absolute beautiful sunset. So why not? Was surrounded by the ocean anyway. That way I can get some food for my cats. You know, because they're probably starving. And then I went to bed. The next day I went around and fed all my cats. They were all happy. Especially this one. He was really happy. And you know what? It was time to go into the nether. Day 62. Why not? Let's have a little look. Let's see what it's all about. I got in, had a look around, and I was confused. It looked like a little mini canal. And then this happened. Yeah, did that jump scare you? It jump scared me. That thing, like, why are there flies in the nether for, huh? Makes no sense. So I decided to venture out. Why not? I think I was in there for a whole day. Then I decided to dig down and venture out a little bit more. And bam! We found it. The whole entire of the nether. Now we're cooking. I then cut this tree down because I wanted the wood. Then I mined these glowy jelly blocks. We'll find a place for them. They look pretty cool. But yeah, this place was quite scary. So you know what? I think I'll come back because I don't even have a diamond sword yet. So I went back home. And the time I got back, it was already nighttime. So you know what we did? We took a fat nap. Day 64, I wanted to add the immersion of the nether portal like it was seeping out. So I got all those netherites and the netherrack, and then I just placed it all around to look like it was leaking or something. And, you know, it looked pretty cool. I mean, I kind of got the look. Wasn't the best thing in the world, but hey, I mean, it looked pretty good. And then made a bunch of upgraded oak fences because, you know, we got to keep the look of the raft. So I built that all around the nether portal as well. And you know what? It looked pretty good. I'm happy with it. Just look at that. Look how nice that looks. I then built myself a smithing table because, yeah, we need another villager. You already know the deal. Yeah, day 65. It was time to grab another villager. I just grabbed one of the farmers, you know. They'll get another villager in no time. So I'm just going to borrow this one for now. And I was going to move him into the stand, in his new home. I put him in there. I don't think he was too happy, if I'm honest. I think he was quite happy with his farm life, but tough luck. I sat there and cut down a bunch of trees yet again. Because you know what it was time for? Sticks. Yep, you already know the deal. We were going to trade every single stick we had. I was going to take this guy's emerald stock. I was going to make him broke with the amount of sticks I was going to give him. Because we need to level up these other villagers if we want enchanted armor or weapons. I then stopped trading and then went down into the ocean for some reason. What am I doing here? I dug down, I started strip mining. I then invaded this spider's home and then destroyed it for some reason. Took out an unwanted guest. And then went strip mining. I think I was looking for diamonds. And I did end up finding some. And I think I was satisfied with finding diamonds. And then I left. And as I came back up, I saw this iron golem. And he looked very, very sad. I did not know what happened to him. But it wasn't good. And then I went to bed. Day 66, I figured out what I was doing on day 65. I needed diamonds. Why? Because I needed to make an enchantment table. There we go, I remember now. It's all coming back to me. I needed an enchantment table. And then when I realized I had enough diamonds, I didn't have enough obsidian because I used it for the nether portal. So I needed to go back down and mine some obsidian. Lucky for me, I knew where obsidian was, so it was quick. And then went all the way back up, got the materials that I needed finally, and then made myself an enchantment table, and then placed that down in the enchantment room. So now, we can have level 30 enchantments. I then cut down a bunch more trees, made a bunch more sticks, and I gave my whole entire stick collection to this Fletcher, because I needed to level up. I wanted that enchantment gear. And then because I sold out his whole entire stock of emeralds, I think I just fished for the rest of the day. Because I knew Giuseppe over there was hungry, and I was going to feed him. I caught all the fish I needed and then fed all my cats before bedtime. I'm a good owner. Day 67. I used all my emeralds and bought all the axes from the toolsmith villager. I wanted to level him up as much as possible, hopefully to get an enchanted pickaxe or a shovel. And then I looked at my massive dirt pile. There was no friendly mob spawn in here. You know, I don't know how many days it's been, but it's been a few days, okay? It's been more than a few days. So, and I'm hungry. So I'm just going to turn it into a massive farm. So I laid all my carrots and potatoes down, and I started this farm up. And you know what? At least it's got some purpose now. I then sold my entire stick collection to the Fletcher once again, and then traded it with the toolsmith. We were slowly getting there. And then Giuseppe decided he wanted to start drowning, so I had to save him while there was a shark underneath me. Yet Giuseppe almost got me killed. So after being scared half to death, I went to bed. Day 68. Operation sell as many sticks as possible. I cut down all of my trees, but they weren't growing fast enough for my liking. So I got a bunch of bone meal. And I was going to force grow these trees, and I was just going to cut them down immediately. I got as many wooden planks as possible, made as many sticks as possible. I was the stick collector, and I just sold all of my sticks until I ran this villager out of stock. Then I bought all of these axes from these guys and then just threw them overboard. I didn't need these stone axes. I just needed to level them up. And then guess what? Rinse and repeat. I sold as many sticks as possible. Used all those emeralds to get all those axes. I was like an absolute boss when it came to trading. I was scamming the market. But I wasn't done. It was time to go back to the tree farm and cut down more trees. But I was thinking to myself, he carried on running out of emeralds for my sticks, so I might need to make a second Fletcher. That was definitely in my mind. But there's no time to think about that because it was almost the end of the day. The only thing that was on my mind after cutting down as many trees as possible and making absolute profit, it was nap time. Day 69. What a lovely morning it was. I went to the stands and realized that they were both out of stock. I hit them hard. Yeah, they took a while to recover. So I made myself an item shelf and I just put it in my house for some reason. I guess I wanted to put an item on there. So I ended up putting my book that I got when I first started, I guess. I don't know, even Giuseppe was looking at me asking what I was doing. But then there was no time for that because I needed to sell more sticks to the Fletcher. I needed as many emeralds as possible. I went back to the toolsmith and bought his whole stock of his shovels and his axes. But it still wasn't enough. I cut down more trees, made more wooden planks, crafted more sticks, bought out his whole entire collection, and then I bought more shovels. And I basically did that all day. I was getting a collection of axes and shovels in that water, you know. It's not good for the environment. Never do that. And then I went to bed, hoping they were going to be restocked the next day. Day 70. Your boy crafted more sticks. Then the toolsmith gave me a godsend trade. 2 emeralds for a diamond hoe. Oh, we were in the clear now. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what the top feels like. I bought all of his diamond hoes. Sold more sticks to the Fletcher. Then while I waited for his diamond hoe collection to come back in stock, I just harvested a bunch of carrots. All this trading got me hungry. He then went from selling 2 emeralds to 1. 1 emerald. 1 measly emerald for a diamond hoe. I was scamming this villager. And I sold the rest of my sticks. And I continued to buy more diamond hoes. And then he upgraded. Then he finally upgraded. Expert toolsmith. Efficiency 3 diamond shovel. And you know what I did? I bought it. And then I bought the rest of his hoe collection. But then I bet you can't guess what I did after that. That's right, I chopped more trees down. Made more sticks and sold them. Bought more diamond hoes. I even sold all of my iron to try and level him up. Because it was quicker. And then he upgraded again. He upgraded twice in one day. Master toolsmith. 26 emeralds for an efficiency 3 and fortune 1 diamond pickaxe. You already know I wanted that pickaxe. With how quick I was selling these emeralds, 26 emeralds was nothing to me. That was our next goal. I harvested more carrots. Made myself a blast furnace because I wanted to make another villager stand. But before that, I went to bed. Day 71, it was time to build another stand. I needed to remove some of this fencing because I needed to build a bigger platform. Yeah, I didn't build this platform big enough for how many stands I wanted. But hey, we can still build more, so it's fine. So I extended the platform just that little bit more and then added another stand for my villager weaponsmith. You know what? I'm liking this little build. It's nice. I then put all the trapdoors down so he couldn't escape. You know, yeah. I put the villager in my boat and then I sailed him into the stands. And he became it straight away. He was happy to do his job. All he sold was iron boots for now, but it'll do. I spent the last of my emeralds on his boots. And I just smelted them to iron nuggets, because I wasn't going to use them. Then guess what? I sold all of my sticks to the Fletcher again and got as many emeralds as possible. And then used those emeralds to buy more iron boots. The process began. But first, it was time for bed. Day 72, I woke up and harvested all of my carrots and my potatoes, and then replanted them. This farm was a good idea. I went back to my tree farm and cut down all of my trees, because I still needed so many more sticks. And then went to the Fletcher and sold all of my sticks to get all of his emerald stock, and then traded all of my emeralds in for iron boots. Then the armorer upgraded. He wanted 1 emerald for chainmail boots. That's a steal. I then crafted more sticks, sold them to the Fletcher. I bought all the armorer's chainmail boots and he upgraded immediately. But they weren't very good deals, so I'll have to stick to the chainmail boots. I then smelted all of the boots that I collected, chopped down more trees. Then I decided because I'm going to be cutting so many trees down, I need to extend this tree farm just a little bit more. So I added another 3 trees in. So I went around and made some more holes and planted some more trees in. This was essential for our plan. And then I went to bed. On the morning of day 73, we cut some more trees down. You already know where this is going. We sold more sticks, bought more boots, smelted more boots, and then we bought more chainmail boots. And then finally the armorer upgraded. He went to an expert. And for 17 emeralds, we could get Unbreaking 2 diamond boots. And then for 24 emeralds, we could get Protection 2 diamond leggings. I harvested some more sugarcane. Then I decided to get more sand. Why, you ask? Because I wanted to make it aesthetically pleasing. I put a bunch of cobblestone around the stands, and then I put a bunch of sand down. So I thought it'd be cool if I put sugarcane all around it, because it will grow and it'll look pretty cool as well. And after I finished, I went to bed. Then on the morning of day 74, this happened. Like how does this even happen? What did I do for this to happen? I just destroyed my whole platform. My raft just disintegrated. Like, what was it? A hidden shark? A pufferfish attacked it? What happened? I'd have to sit there and collect all my wood and then rebuild it. Lucky for me, there wasn't a shark around. Yeah, and this took a hot minute. You know how hard it is to synchronize back up what I just made? This wasn't easy. But I finally did it and got it right back to where it needed to be. And then I put all my fencing down. I can't believe that happened. I converted all of the wood I collected into sticks, sold them all to the Fletcher. I then had enough emeralds to buy diamond leggings. And that's exactly what I did. That's 1 enchantment down. I then went back to my tree farm and carefully chopped down the rest of the trees until the end of day 74. Right, the time was now. It was time to make another Fletcher table because this guy was running out of emeralds way too quick. I sold all of my sticks to the Fletcher, and because he ran out, I then bribed another villager with bread to get in my boat. And he was going to be my next Fletcher. I just stuck him in with the other Fletcher. You know, why not? And now I could sell twice as many sticks. And with that plan in place, I already had enough to buy my enchanted diamond boots. And that's exactly what I did. That's 2 enchantments down. I then went back to my tree farm and chopped more wood down. And then guess what? It happened again. What was I doing wrong? How did I do this again? And plus it was getting dark. This was dangerous. I had to do this quick. And before it got too dark, I finally put it all back together. Yeah, that was not fun. I think I struggled to sleep that night. And on the morning of day 76, yeah, it was time to chop more trees down. Can you see the pattern here? I was scared to do this now. How am I scared to chop trees down when the wood below me might legit just disintegrate? And I was lucky there wasn't a shark underneath me. That would have been it. If a shark grabbed hold of me after that platform disintegrated twice, that could have been it. I sold more sticks to both of the Fletchers and took out their emerald stock. And then with those emeralds, I got 59 emeralds. I decided to buy that enchanted pickaxe. Efficiency 3, Fortune 1. You already knew I was getting that. And then after that, I wanted my armor to be master level. I sold the rest of my emeralds that he had for chainmail boots. And he was almost at master level. but he sold out. And then sold some more sticks and more emeralds, and then bought the last of his chainmail boots. And then he upgraded to master level. And then 11 emeralds for a diamond helmet with projectile protection 2 and respiration 1. And then for 24 emeralds, a diamond chest plate with protection 2, unbreaking 2, and thorn. We don't care about thorn, but those are pretty good. And it's free. All I had to sell was sticks. I bought the enchanted diamond helmet, and all we needed now was the chest piece. And I ended up selling more sticks until I had enough to buy this diamond chest plate. And now we have full enchanted diamond armor, and I didn't even have to use any of my experience points. I can use it all on books. That's pretty impressive. And then I just sat there and watched the sunset with Giuseppe, and then fell asleep. Then on day 77, it was time to make another armor stand. We needed to hang up the old diamond armor. We didn't have it for very long, but we have enchanted diamond armor now. We don't need this. And I thought, what better way to place it than next to the enchantment room? Then I finally made myself a diamond sword. It took me 77 days to make a diamond sword. That's crazy. Right. Let's stock up. And let's go to the Nether. And yeah, stock up I did. Yep. Golden apples. A bunch of bread. I think that was all I needed. I guess stocking up means bread and golden apples? And all that was left was to enter the Nether portal. Why are there cats in here? Right, let's try and find ourselves some blaze rods. I mined a bunch of quartz and some gold. But now it was time to find the fortress, and yeah. And as always, the Nether was huge. I thought maybe the map of the Raft would shrink the Nether a little bit, but it didn't. So yeah, my first encounter, big boy pig. Yeah. He wanted to fight. Oh, hello. Yeah, you better get out of here. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? I'm gonna make a spare helmet because this one is cooked. Don't come at me, bro. Don't. Yeah. What's up, bro? What's up? What's up, bro? Where you going? Come here. You don't get to do that. Come here. Where you running? That's what you get. You better think twice before he does that again. So after encountering that pig, it was time to find this Nether fortress again. Ah! There goes my helmet. Because I didn't want to keep dealing with these flying mosquitoes, I just dug a path. A one-way path, hopefully just digging up to maybe find a fortress. Who knows? As long as I don't have to deal with those flies, it's fine. But then as I got out, another fly attacked me. Followed by another pig. What was going on? Why was the Nether throwing everything at me? Oh, God! Big boy. But it didn't stop me. I continued my journey. What was that? What is that noise? Oh! What is that? Bro, there's not a fortress for miles. What was that? I don't think crossing the lava is a good idea. Day 78. Yeah, we finally found a new location. Yeah, it was misty. Blue flames. It looked sandy and dark. This wasn't a nice place to be. But hey, at least there's no mosquitoes, right? Let's take a look at this place. You know what? I'm not even going to trust you. I don't trust you. Ooh. So many pig noises. Aha! Oh, here comes another one. Well, that brute takes a lot of hits. I do not want to fall down somewhere, because that'll be the end of me. So many pig noises. Why did the colour just change all of a sudden? Oh my. Hello? Idiot. The vibe has just shifted. Spooky time. I am locked in. Knockback. Multi-shot. We'll take that. More arrows. Always welcome. Special tactics right here. Oh my, I almost messed up. Oh my! I'm glad I didn't charge into that. I do all that and then I almost got taken down by a skeleton. Oh my. I'll take these arrows. I think it's time to move on. What is that? Yo. What are you throwing at me, buddy? Have that. Have that. Oh, the pigs don't like you now, buddy. Ow. Ow. Oh my. He just deleted him. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. Cool. Have we found another one? There's no way this is the same one. I wouldn't have done a circle. Hey! What the? Ow! Ow! Where'd he go? Oh, he's still there. That wasn't very nice, was it? Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave that one alone. I don't want to risk it again. Right, let's continue our journey. Sure. Sure. Oh. Oh my, we found one. We've actually found one. I didn't think this day would come. We've gone and found one. It's about time. And there's blazes. Let's go. Oh, yo, excuse me. Don't mind me, guys. What's up? How we doing? Just give me a sec to set up, yeah? Yeah, so after being burnt alive, I was like, you know what? That didn't deter me. I just built a roof over my head and just farmed blaze rods for the entire day. It wasn't the best method, but hey, I mean, it worked. But yeah, farming these blaze rods took all day, and I managed to get 14. Now it's time to farm Enderman. Let's go. Then on day 81, I just encountered an angry ghast. Yeah, he didn't like what I was doing. Yeah, I was just traveling the whole day. This is the only somewhat encounter I got all day. Was just this ghast that just didn't like me. Well, I taught him a lesson. This ghast is going to stop me from continuing my journey. Whoa! 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 I'll take the ender pearl. What was that thing that jumped at me? Yo! Oh my! What is that? What? I've never seen that before. Yeah, so day 82. All about finding them ender pearls. Yeah, we needed as many ender pearls as possible. Why? Because we need to make Eye of Enders. So I was on the hunt. I went into the Enderman forest and I was hunting them. No Enderman was going to live on my watch. I was going to find all of these Endermans. No bush will be left unturned. So for the rest of day 82, I just sat there and just sliced as many Endermans as possible. I needed as many ender pearls as humanly possible, and I was going to make sure I was going to have enough. But surprisingly, there was a lot of Endermans. Like, there was a lot here. I thought it was going to take a lot longer than it did, but hey, I'm not complaining. Yeah, I was slicing them up. I was farming. I think, like, at this point, I felt kind of bad. Like, this took all the way to, like, day 83, and I was still chopping them up. Things got dicey now and then, of course, but hey, at least we got what we needed. And then by the end of day 83 of just farming them, we ended up collecting 22 ender pearls. So that's more than enough for crafting all the Eyes of Enders we need and to try and find them as well. So that should be more than enough to put into the portal and find it. Now all that was left to do is find my way back. Oh! Oh my, get me out of here. I'm done with the Nether. I'm never coming back. It's nice to be back. I need to take a breather. I'm never going in there again. Oh, all my kittens must be starving. No, I don't think they did. I don't think they like bread. After surviving the Nether and making my way back, I turned my blaze rods into blaze powder. Then I made 19 Eyes of Enders, more golden apples, and I think I was ready for the Ender Dragon. But first, I took a nap. Day 85, because I was already coming to the end and I didn't want to grind for XP. I was like, you know what, let me just enchant my sword. I just wanted everything to be enchanted, even if it wasn't very good. But you know what, it's kind of fitting. We're on a survival island. We're not going to have the most best armor in the world or the best enchantments, you know? Made it that little bit more difficult. I kind of liked it. So yeah, we didn't get very good enchantments, but hey, that's the way it rolls sometimes. But then I set out on my boat, and now it was time to find the Ender Dragon. But there was a problem. My Eye of Enders were not activating. So you know what that means? I can't find the portal because there isn't one. So I went back to the farm and spoke to these sailors. If anything was wrong, they would know what's up. So I sat there and asked them, why are my Eyes of Enders not working, guys? And they told me everything. They had the knowledge, and I just sat there and soaked it all up. It was so clear on what was needed to be done. I felt like an absolute idiot why my Eyes of Enders weren't working. The villagers told me because I have done this mod pack, I need a thing called an endo-locator, which locates the sound waves of the Ender portal. And how I craft this endo-locator is by crafting an echolocator with 4 ender pearls. And I bet you're thinking, how do you make an echolocator? Oh, I'm glad you are asking all the right questions. I need an ambergris, and I need 2 shallot whale tooth. So you know what that means? We need to go whale hunting. I looked in my animal dictionary to try and find myself a whale, so I could get as much information as possible. Good thing I kept that book, I'm telling you that now. And there we go, I got the information on it. It likes lukewarm water or cold water and lives in the deep ocean. And its favourite prey is squid. So if we look for squid, we can find this whale. And then I did a little bit more research. If the whale bites the squid, it drops a tooth just like the sharks. But then I found something else out. The only way to get an ambergris is to find a whale that is beached. A whale that's on the surface, and then you have to push the whale back into the water without hurting it. And then it will give you an ambergris. How in 15 days do we need to defeat the Ender Dragon and find a beached whale? Beached whales randomly spawn. I don't know the chances. I looked it up, I couldn't find out. All I know is that they can spawn on a thunderstorm or just normally. So we had to go out hunting and praying that I would find one. And this was absolutely crazy. I searched and searched and searched day and night. Nothing. Day 85 wasted. Day 85, I had all the information but came up short. Day 86, we found ourselves a beach. But no whale. And plus this water wasn't very deep. So the chances of a whale actually being spawned on here and beached is very little. But anyway, I needed to mark it. Just to make sure I could come back here if needed. But the hunt continued. We went down into the deep ocean to try and find this whale. And I tell you what, this task just seemed impossible. How is it that I can't find this massive whale in the ocean? I even dove underwater, conquering my fears. Still, nothing. I searched and searched and searched and searched all day. Nothing. I even searched in the night time. Nothing. Finding this whale felt absolutely impossible. All I needed to hear was the sound of a whale. And then it happened. Guess we'll just chill up here for now. I heard it. Oh! What was that? Oh my! We found a whale! What's it doing? Oh, there's loads of mobs here. Get out of it. Hey! What do we do? Wait, do we attack it? Oh my goodness. What's it doing? They can't live in the water for long. I don't even know how long they can live in the water for. Yeah, that thing looks insane. We found one. Oh! What? What just happened? Well, there's squids here now. What? What was that all about? It just disappeared and turned into squids. Yep. Finally found myself a whale, and then it just randomly disappeared. This was the most confusing thing I've ever done. We're on day 87, and we still don't even have a tooth. We have nothing. But then I actually found one. It didn't seem like that it was impossible anymore. We had one tooth. All we needed was another tooth and to find a beached whale. We were one step closer, but it still felt so far away. So the hunt continued. I needed to find this whale. But I didn't want to keep searching in the night time because low-key, I got scared. So I sailed back home and went to bed. Right, day 88. I spent most of the day trying to figure out another way to get the ambergris from a whale. And this is where I messed up hard. I put a villager in one of the stands. Why? Because if he becomes a fisherman and I sell him fish, he will upgrade. And then if I give him coal, he will give me an ambergris. Little did I know, I read it wrong. I went to bed on day 88, a happy man. I was like, oh my, I don't need to find a whale. I figured this out. I've been gone so long, all of my crops grew to maximum capacity. That's how long I've been searching for this whale for. I spoke to the fisherman, and it was as I read. 10 coal for emeralds. And then sold most of my coal to level up this fisherman. And then bam, I saw it. An ambergris for 20 emeralds. I read it wrong. I read it backwards. I was an absolute idiot. So I sailed back out on day 91 to try and find a whale. Oh my. And all I found was this abomination of mobs on this island. How's a whale supposed to get beached when there's like a million mobs there? Don't think we want to go in there though. No, I'm good. That's a sign. Oh my! Good thing sharks can't destroy boats. But yeah, where's my whales at? Get out of here, shark. Let's continue our journey. Hopefully we find another whale somewhere else. Then on day 92, it happened. There was... Oh! Well, that's... What the... That spider just randomly disappeared. I hate those noises so much. God, it's bright. Mega sunny today. Oh! What? Oh my. Alright. No one panic. Alright, let's get him in. Push! Save him. Oh, I'm in his mouth. Save him. Come on. Go. 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 It's getting dark. Quick. Get in. How are you not in the water? What are you stuck on? Get in. Oh my god, you big whale. You big whale. This mob's gonna come in and hurt you. Come on, help me here. Stop pushing me away. You're in the... What are you stuck on? You're floating on nothing. Oh, come on. Come on. Get in. You're in. You're literally in. How are you not swimming right now? I can't get close. Come on. Oh my god, get in. Brother, what are you doing? I want you to know, saving you right now is the most hardest thing you're ever doing to me. This isn't happening right now. Why can't I hit you? What is... Oh, I am about to lose it. Swim! You have what? You have one job, whale. You have one singular job. I need to see if you've dropped something for me. So you bite me and you almost killed me. Oh, he's got to have dropped something. Oh, he's asleep. I think that's it. He's asleep. Stay asleep. Night time. Oh my. We're out of here. Oh my. Excuse me? Why are there so many mobs? Where even is my boat? I'm making another boat. I don't know what that noise is. I don't like it. Leave. Leave! We got what we came here for. We are leaving. We finally made it back. Nice. Now we can defeat this Ender Dragon. 4 Ender Pearls. I swear I only have 3. I'm pretty sure I only have 3. What even are my Ender Pearls? Yeah, I can't believe I found all of that, and I didn't even have enough Ender Pearls to even make the Endo Locator. I'm an idiot. But I ended up finding some, so, you know, we're good. And then I found this guy. What is this guy doing in my farm? Why is he even there? What is this? He's not a farmer. I don't know what that Iron Golem was doing. He should have shouted and told me. But enough of that. Right, let's make this now. It's time to craft what we've been waiting for. I put all the necessary materials I needed to make the echolocator. Look at that. And I done it. But that just calls out to whales, I'm pretty sure. But now it was time to make the endolocator. I put the echolocator in the middle, surrounded it with ender pearls, and I could make it. But it was time to test it in the morning. Alright, here we go. Oh my... It works. We don't have a lot of use on it though. Right, do we have everything we need? Oh yeah. That would actually help. I'm tweaking. Golden carrots, we can never have enough of them just in case, because we never know. We don't need a hoe right now. We don't need any of this. We'll have this just in case we get in trouble. Right, let's move out. Let's see if we can find this thing. Excuse me. Right, we're gonna go a big far distance away from the house and then see what direction it points us in. That's the only way we're going to be able to find out where we need to go. Because that thing's already a little bit chunked over one use. And we got no idea how far this place is. I can't tell where it's coming from. This way. I don't want to run out of this thing, man. Because, look, it's already almost done anyway. Like, it's a quarter of the way through. Like, I don't think we're going to have enough for it. Oh, it's a dolphin. Did I just call that? Oh my, okay. I think we found it. All right. Oh, it's definitely up there. Yeah, I think this is the place. Yep. Oh yeah, this is it, alright. This is it. This is what we've been waiting for. I put all of the Eyes of Ender in the portal slots And now it was time to defeat the Ender Dragon. I jumped on in, but I was nowhere near ready for what was going to happen. Let's take this dragon down. We've got 0 ender pearls, and we're using wood, and we don't even have an axe. So we're going to have to rely on the bucket. We are so underprepared right now. Let's get this dragon. Oh! Oh, I hit him. He blocked my shot though. Can I hit that from there? Get out of my way, dragon. Thank you. Can I hit that? No. Oh! How close is that? Oh. Coming out. Oh, I just missed. Oh. Build, 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 build. Nice. Away! No! Oh my! Okay, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. That's all of them. Where are you going? Is he just going up? Have we seriously got to chase this guy? If things couldn't get any worse. This is not a good idea. Why am I doing this? Oh, he's so high. Feather falling ain't gonna save you from this. Alright, we gotta time this. Oh, no way! Oh! Stay away from me, bro. So, yeah, I was not expecting the dragon to do this. I mean, look at him. What's he even doing? He's just spinning around in circles, and he's getting higher and higher and higher. And, yeah, this is when I figured out, he's not supposed to do this. How high is he going? He is off. Is he still going? He's still going. He's on his way back down. What is happening right now with this dragon fight? Is it because of the oceans bugging it out? Get back down here, bro. Hey. I don't know what he's doing, but I'm not liking it. Don't you do it. Oh my god. No! Oh. No, thank you. So, yeah, I didn't learn my lesson the first time, so it was, yeah, it was time to build back up to go and get him. And yet, he was very far up. I didn't realize actually how far up he went. I finally got where I needed to be, and I took more pop shots at him. I was running low on arrows by the second. Every shot counts. But yeah, this dragon was definitely bugged, but he was taking a beating. I didn't think I was going to have enough arrows for this. Oh my! Oh! No. I gotta go. Oh my god. Yep, told you I didn't learn my lesson. Yeah, I also decided I didn't want to keep relying on a singular bucket of water to save me. So what am I going to do? Yeah, I took some more endermen down and got some more ender pearls. That way I could at least chuck him down and dodge the fiery breath of the dragon. At least I had some other protection. And yeah, I definitely needed ender pearls of what was about to happen. Get ready to meet your maker. These have got to be the most precise shots in my life. My God. I'm gonna have to wait for him to come down and hit him with this sword. He's not coming back down. Have I really got to build up there to go get him? I don't think I got enough blocks for this. This is the weirdest dragon fight I have ever done. Can you believe this dragon fight has lasted a whole day? Day 95. I just decided, you know what? We need to finish this. So I mined as much blocks as possible to build a platform all the way up to this dragon. I was not losing this fight. I decided to build all the way up, and yeah, we near enough got to the exact spot we needed to be. But I hit a wall, and the dragon was past that wall. There was just no way I could get up there. I tried to use my ender pearls, but it just didn't work. I couldn't break through the barrier. And then this happened. Oh my! That was too close. Yeah, guess what? I didn't learn my lesson again. I built back up. I wanted this ender dragon, but I had a plan. I remember from one of my previous videos, you can use ladders to push yourself up into the corner and ender pearl through bedrock. So I thought, hey, this might work for this. So I tried it. Oh my, it worked! Come here! Got it! Yeah, we finally got it. This is one of the most difficult, randomest dragon fights I've ever done in my life. I never want to see this dragon again. Oh my. How do I get down? Oh no. Can we do it backwards? Oh, we can't even build. Height limit! We're in an endless void. This isn't going to work, is it? Well, I've only got one shot at this. I don't even know what we do here. I legit think we're done. I actually think we're done here. I don't know how to get out. I have an ender pearl, but I don't know if that's going to work. I'm just going to run and hopefully see if I fall somewhere. I am now infinity. I have become one. I'm going to be lost forever in space. I mean, technically, if you think about it, I survived. I got 64 carrots left. That's going to survive me for a while, right? Someone's bound to find me. I reckon the villagers are already hunting for me now. I'm finished, boys. It's the end for me. I'm just going to try and throw this ender pearl. At least we've tried everything. I was holding off on doing it, but let's give it a shot. Let's throw it in the corner. Yeah, that sounds about right. So how do I go from being in a raft on a singular wooden platform in the middle of nowhere in the ocean and then ending up in the infinity of space? How does that make any sense? And there we go. Technically, I survived. Day 96. From being stranded in the ocean to now being lost in space. All I could do was just sit there. I had 20 pieces of bread left. That'll take me to day 100. Out of everything that happened, from surviving the shark-infested waters to the Nether, to everything, I get lost in space by a random dragon that wanted to fly about 50 million miles in the air. You can't make this up. The only downside is, who's going to feed Giuseppe? He's going to have to fend for himself. I'm never going to see again.